With all the negative things going on in the country, I think it's really important to point out when good things happen. Which is why I want people to know that Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer just signed a collection of incredibly ambitious climate actions into law. Not only is it one of the most important climate bills ever passed at the state level, it shows how much progress can actually be made when we put Democrats in charge. With all the chaos going on in the House right now, and red states just trying to outdo each other to see who can strip people of their rights faster, the 2023 Michigan legislative session comes to a close with the Democrats passing a historic reinvigoration of their economy with the Clean Energy Future Plan, an actual roadmap for an all-out mobilization to defeat climate change. This legislation is going to modernize the process for new wind and solar projects and be a catalyst for an economic boom for the entire state. On top of that, it's going to bring in billions of dollars in federal investment to Michigan and establish the state as a national leader in the ever-growing clean energy economy. This collection of bills drastically cuts climate pollution, creates tens of thousands of clean energy union jobs, includes the strongest labor standards of any climate action in the country, and if all of that isn't enough, it's actually going to lower the cost of electricity for Michigan residents and make the state's power grid more reliable, which is incredibly important since Michigan is one of those states that has often struggled to keep the lights on. The law requires Michigan to become a 100% clean energy state by 2040. Which means they plan to generate all of their electricity from wind and solar and other carbon-free sources in less than 20 years. Which would be a complete turnaround for Michigan since it's currently the 10th most pollutant state in the US. What Governor Whitmer and the Democrats have put into these bills is transformative. Not just for the people of Michigan and their jobs and their power grid and their energy costs, but for the climate itself. Michigan leaders are sending an incredibly important message to the rest of the country that this is the kind of legislation that's possible, even with a very narrow majority, if you put the right people in charge of government. Not only is Michigan arguably now the greenest battleground state in the nation with one of the top 5 climate policies in the country, they are showing us what's possible when progressive policies are actually allowed to be implemented. And what we can all expect if we elect more people who care about what's best for us and not just what's best for them. I'm telling you all this because I want you to take this information into the election year and remember Michigan is a swing state, a state that less than 10 years ago was completely controlled by Republicans, a state that made the active choice to try and do things differently, and they can now see that bet paying off with good leadership. So if you're considering voting in 2024, and I hope you are, look no further than the progress that's been made in a state that went from complete Republican control to complete Democratic control. Understand that with proper leadership and legislation, this is the kind of positive change that everyone, including the planet, can benefit from. Believe it or not, government in the right hands can actually make things better. So hats off to the leadership of Michigan for once again showing us what's possible. Honestly, this is so awesome. We should all be celebrating. Go!